episode 45 of The Paper Thing with me, the Broken Bottle Boy. I haven't actually thought of a title for this show yet, so let's see if a title comes around as we make our way through the papers. Probably something football related, as it was yesterday. Today is a 4-paper show. We've got The Mirror, The Sun, The Times and The Daily Mail. Probably going to do them in that order, starting with The Mirror because in many ways it's the least interesting one. Use of Weapons says, I'm so hungover, please be nice. I'm not sure how nice I can be, but I'm certainly going to try my best. I'm going to turn the sound up just to make it worse. There we go. Right, so yeah, we're going to start with The Mirror, which kind of had to do both of the main red tops today since England won for the first time a knockout match in normal time in a major tournament since 1966. Boom. Glasses on. Oh, that's always filthy. Right, let's get started with The Mirror. Use of Weapons. I take it you had a good night then. What were you drinking? Let's move this up. There we go. There's been complaints that the sound has not been sufficiently loud, so I'm going to improve that. Right, here we go. Starting with the Daily Mirror. Why my glasses are doing my head in? Alright, can't see properly. Starting with the Daily Mirror. So front page of the Daily Mirror has England's Night of Glory. Time to dream. Nation's joy as 3 Lions and Germany hoodoo. Zaganu, a Romanian craft beer. That does sound good, Use of Weapons. I would give that a go. Hoodoo is not a word you see on the front of tabloid newspapers that often. Top right-hand corner is claim plan to end COVID chaos in schools. So, yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Inside the paper on page 3, keeping up with the car Vaticans, Kim Kardashian and Kate Moss surprise fans in Italy with a joint sightseeing trip to the Vatican. So there we go. Their story inside on the England win against Germany is our hope of glory. Boys of 21 banished 16 months of COVID misery with 2-0 win. Further coverage continues with Beer We Go, and someone who bet £10 predicting both of Monday night's Euro games has won £114,000. Once again, the tabloids love to do this stuff, talking about rare big wins in the gambling because they have so many ads from bookmakers. Hello, SK. How are you doing? Good to see you. Moving on, pages 8 and 9, coronavirus crisis, bid to keep our kids in lessons, and they talk about the potential for Chris Whitty to be given his own police protection. Hey, Guybrush Tweetgood, haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Apparently, the Queen's Jubilee will be very big. The headline they put on that is Queen's Big Lee. Hey, Slinkermeyer, how you doing? On page 13, tennis star aces it against the odds. Wimbledon fame despite disability. English tennis star Francesca Jones defied the medical odds to debut at Wimbledon yesterday. 20-year-old was born with a rare genetic condition called ectrodactyly ectodermal dysplasia and has 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand. She has a total of 7 toes, 4 on her left foot and 3 on her right. And despite losing her match against 17-year-old American sensation Corey Gauff, 7-5, 6-4, the fact that she even competed at SW9 reads like a Hollywood script. I suspect it will become one. But again, with like hero narratives for disabled people in the tabloids. On pages 14 and 15, Corrie actor Alan Halsall says, my daughter shouts out in the shop when she sees my face on the magazine cover. I have to say, keep it down, darling. Whoopie-doo. Guybrush Tweetgood said, I'm Graham, been back in the office, so I missed a few live shows, but making the most of working from home by being here. Good to see you. Use of Weapons, tennis is a fake sport for nerds. Guybrush Tweetgood, the only real sport is darts. Slenka says, despite avoiding all news outlets and working from home, I've had 3 It's Coming Homes already today. Yeah, hard to avoid it. On page 16, this country owes you a huge debt. We stand with you. Keir Starmer has vowed to win justice for Britain's nuclear test heroes after a historic meeting about the long-running scandal. If I was going to rely on anyone to deal with a historic injustice, it probably wouldn't be Keir Starmer. Channel hoppers. Beebs fury as it loses stars to Channel 5. BBC bosses are fuming that repair shop's Jay Blades become the latest star to work with rival Channel 5. Blades 51 has fronted the hit BBC One series since 2017. He's making a 3-part documentary about his tough upbringing in East London. DIY SOS star Nick Knowles also announced in March he would be making 2 series for Channel 5, while Pointless host Alexander Armstrong signed up for a 3-part travel series. Jeremy Vine took over from Matthew Wright on his morning show in 2018, while his BBC Two quiz Eggheads is also moving. There we go. Wait, it's coming home. When did that happen? Yeah, Prince Philip will be so happy. Although if it were coming home, it would be going to Greece for him. On page 19, happy ever after. Pensioners marry after meeting on a dating site. Great. So, God, the Mirror is so dry. Coke OAPs in plea for British jail. Ailing wife could spark switch from Portugal. Cocaine smuggling pensioner Roger Clark and his seriously ill wife Sue could be transferred to UK prisons from Portugal. Hey, studying Fanga, how you doing? Really enjoyed the art. Pensioners love Tinder, says Yusuf Weapons. A boy meets his match on a trip to Marks and Spencer's with his mum. Austin Meags Ahern, 5, has the same blonde hairstyle, face and stance as the shop mannequin. That's kind of a creepy story. Guybrush Threepgood, how many shows featuring comedians like entertainers doing breezy travel trips can we sustain? A seemingly endless number. On page 27, we're on a Strictly diet. Judges shed the pounds before BBC launch show. Again, once again, it's the tabloids encouraging an unhealthy relationship with food, as they do almost every day. Ed Miliband says he wouldn't be very good on Strictly. They have another tribute to their colleague, Peter Willis, who died unexpectedly this week, age 54. It is Simon Cowell saying, I knew Peter for 30 years and we never fell out. He had charm and a huge heart. Prince Charles also in there. I like Reginald D. Hunter generally. He's very funny. In the Dear Colleen page, people sending in their problems to Colleen Nolan, of all people. Is someone talking about fantasizing about other men while in bed with her fiance. Someone else cringing that she told her partner that she, the guy she was seeing, that she loves him via text. And someone else saying, we only see each other to have sex. Yeah. So, moving on. They're trying to help you save money on handbags, how to get a mortgage, all this fucking stuff. Shawaddy Waddy are back, and the Mirror wants you to go on a trip round the Suffolk coast with Shawaddy Waddy. Shawaddy Waddy Mud, a man pretending to be David Essex, Union Gap UK, not even the original, and Roy G. Hemmings' Dictionary of Soul. It's a Roy G. Hemmings' Dictionary of Soul. So come on, different relationships have different parameters. Shock. Yeah, imagine that. In today's TV, they recommend Extraordinary Twins, 9 p.m. ITV, Emmerdale, Coronation Street, Bad Influencer, The Great Insta-Con, and Back to Jail, Crime and Punishment. Very Daily Mirror choices there. In the Mirror letters, they've got people to ask the question, should mobile phones be banned in schools? Stokey66 says, no. Some children have long, difficult journeys home, and in no circumstances a mobile phone is essential. Luann says, yes, but phones should be given to the teacher on entering the classroom and then given back at lunchtimes and then at home time. Well, that's not banned in schools, is it? Rotty Girl 49 says, yes, everyone managed before they became a fashion accessory and everyone got to and from school without the need of a phone. Lolo85 says, no, they aren't allowed to use phones in classrooms anyway. The government needs to sort out the real issues in this country. Have a word with yourself says, no, teachers don't allow phones on in class, so what's the point of this? Tories are just trying to appeal to the elderly voters who keep them in power. And Modenax says, yes, Maybe invest in lockers in the classroom so they can leave them in the morning and collect them in the afternoon. And finally, Richard Wells in Coventry says, Germany is hell-bent on banning holidaymakers from going abroad this summer. British holidaymakers going abroad this summer, pressurising other EU countries to quarantine all UK arrivals. We are booked to go to Spain next month, and we'll still be going. Right. If you're 66, what do you know about school? Everyone got to and from school without the use of a phone. Mark Nice says, well, I mean, there were some pretty prominent cases where people didn't. Yes, exactly. And in the sport from the Mirror, it's coming Rome is the headline. Southgate makes history against Germany, but then warns of danger in the last 8. And of course, England is playing Ukraine. All right, so that was the Mirror. For me, it's a minus 50. It's very boring. Very, very boring. I don't know. Like, if you're going to buy a tabloid, why would you buy such a boring tabloid? Guybrush tweet good. Kids should Pokemon Go to school. Shockingly reasonable letters for the most part, honestly. Yeah, that's the other thing. The Mirror is just very reasonable. Right, give me your scores for the Mirror anyway. Minus 69 from Slickermeyer. A classic. A classic. I am going to do the Sun as normal, try and do a speed run through the Times, and then we will have the Daily Mail to finish as a horrible dessert. Demonic dessert. Chronotherm gives the Mirror a minus 555. Guybrush Tweet Good says minus 4.20. Mark Knight says, everyone I've ever met who reads the Mirror has been quite nice, to be honest. Yeah, it's a very bland paper. It's a bland paper for bland people. Use of weapons rates the Daily Mirror minus Ukraine isn't real. Okay, so here we go. The Sun is losing its mind over this, as you would expect. Right, front page of the Sun. 55 years of hurt never stopped us rahiming. Now, there's a tweet I retweeted earlier, but like you may remember that not that long ago, the Sun was doing multiple stories, highly racist dog whistle stories against Raheem Sterling, but now it decides that they really love him. So, take this with so much salt that you're likely to just have your heart explode from excess salt consumption. Pantomime Horse says, refuse to let inevitable tabloid bullshit take the shine off my righteous hangover. Fair enough. Go shoot good. Ah, yes, the Sun. Long-time fans and supporters of Sterling. Precisely. Inside on pages 2 and 3. There's no page 3 today because the page 3 is taken up with a big picture of Harry Kane. And the headlines, Germany thumped as we roar into the quarters. We. Harry Rain. It's not great, is it? Wags party on. Of course, there has to be Wags. Kane was shite, says use of weapons. Baddiel and Skinner lead jubilant fans. Cheers. Sorry, why does... But stop giving David Baddiel, who has never apologised directly to Jason Lee, credit for England footballers, many of the team who are people of colour, succeeding in European Championships. No, stop it. He wrote a song with Frank Skinner, and that's it. Yeah, fuck him. So anyway, it's coming Rome. The Sun uses the same headline that the Mirror uses, showing absolute lack of creativity. 3 Lions get Italian job in the quarters. They, of course, do a thing going, England banish ghosts of Waddle's skied penalty, Southgate's terrible miss, and Lamp's known goal. As I mentioned yesterday, the oldest member of our squad was 6 at the time of Euro 96, and most of the squad weren't alive. So there were no fucking ghosts for them. Might be why they did a lot better. On page 9, which is page 3 today, when you dance down the street with a Strictly hunk who's sweet, that's Amora. Yes, Maura Higgins, ex-Love Island contestant, is dating Strictly's, it says here, hunkiest pro, Giovanni Pernice. So there you go. As tabloid headlines go, quite a funny one. In today's Love Island coverage, Little Devils show wicked side in the villa. When will Isle be famous? referencing a bros. The Sun is stuck in the 80s with all of its cultural references. Guybrush Threepgood, is there a sweepstakes in the Sun offices to see just what the shittest thing they can get away with is? Yeah, I'd say so. On page 13, Kara's Flower Wower. Cara Delevingne is in Cosmopolitan, pictured with some flowers. Trevor Kavanagh writes, police are paid to guard our freedoms, yet the mob rule. The Sun loves to encourage a mob when it feels like it. Britney's sister has spoken out. The headline, Britney Sis, I hope she breaks free. On pages 14 and 15, Two Jab Joy, but it's still whole of a mess. Isolating 10 days over, but travel and pubs want clarity. Yeah, no shit. Bros is huge in the red wall. Typical out-of-touch Marxist lib. Jane Moore, who is awful, says Matt's gloss may fade for Gina, but Martha's already outshining them. And she slags off Megan Barton Hansen, who was in The Sun yesterday, saying that contestants on Love Island should shag. Their headline for Kim Kardashian and Kate Moss at the Vatican is Kate and Kim's car dashing. Rubbish. Priti Patel has warned of a wave of post-lockdown terror plots. Black Widow gets 5 stars in their review. Rihanna wore a green shirt. That's a story, apparently. A dog owner is so upset when her cherished chihuahua died, she had the pet stuffed. The headline, rough stuff. Sharon Stone's been pictured wearing a t-shirt of with a cartoon version of herself in Basic Instinct on it. And Sue Perkins has broken up with her partner, Anna Richardson. Sorry, I think she used to be called Anna Richardson. Anna Richardson. And the headline they put on that is Great British Break-Off. Why that's relevant to anyone else apart from the couple themselves is strange to me. In goals, on the goals thing, the front page of that is worst miss ever. Winker Muller fails. More than a couple of bratwursts are certainly hard to stomach. Striker Thomas Muller's shocking miss, which was 2.5 German bangers wide, left a bitter taste in the mouth for Tony Kroos and co. Midfielder Kroos admits losing to arch rivals England made him sick. Totally, just xenophobic shit. We can't even win nicely. Well, England can't even win nicely thanks to the fucking tabloids. Coverage of the Batley and Spen by-election. The battle for Batley and Spen. Racism, dirty tricks and violence. All things the Sun usually loves. In the most brutal by-election ever. It's not the most brutal by-election ever, trust me. In TV recommendations, I recommend Bake Off The Professionals on Channel 4. In Fab Daily, like Martha, I saw my hubby kissing another woman in the papers, says Brandy Glanville. I don't know who that is. Oh, right, her partner went on to marry Leanne Rimes. In Dear Deirdre, someone says, I've been taking huge risks with my neighbour by having sex with her in the potting shed. Do your own jokes for that. And in Deirdre's casebook, Naomi's mixed emotions continue as Naomi and Ruth have been shagging and Naomi's boyfriend does not know. And someone's worried that they've got bad breath. Someone else says they're a servant to their lazy husband. Anna Richardson and Anna Ryder Richardson, different people. Okay, cool. I don't know. There's a lot of them. That's Anna Richardson anyway, the Naked Attraction one. Yeah, haven't people been murdered in by-elections? Yes. Thank you for Googling it though, Chronotherm. I do appreciate it. 12 signs your partner is doing a Hancock. We had the exact same story about signs your partner is cheating in the exact same pages, in the exact same section of The Sun a couple of weeks ago. Not that they just rehash the same old shit over and over again. Right, in the letters, Bill Gallup writes, for the £50 letter, what a society we are becoming when an innocent man who will protect millions of lives can't walk the streets without being harassed by thugs. This is the second time Chris Whitty has been accosted. He looked physically shocked. The police must find these men and charge them with assault. If thugs think they can keep getting away with it, something worse could happen. Bill, mate, you're right, but think about the paper you're writing this into. The paper of name and shame. Elsewhere in the letters, in the texter short letters, Mick from Wrexham says, "Call me old-fashioned, but Love Island is nothing more than people giving up all dignity for money." And yet, where you should really give up all dignity for money is in the letters page of the Sun, or by selling your story to it. Cliff from Hemel Hempstead says, "Thanks to Matt Hancock's behaviour, this winter could be very bad for our poor NHS." Ken Grinders, real name, from Stoke-on-Trent says, "The treatment of Chris Whitty by those two morons is disgusting. I hope he wasn't hurt and they throw the book at the culprits." And finally, Dave Martin from Seaford, East Essex, is shooting his shot with Julia Bradbury. He says, "Julia Bradbury, forget the trolls, you look superb." We can only hope that Julia Bradbury is reading the text us section of the Sun letters page. They're trying to sell your lawnmower. Coins. In what would have been her 60th birthday year, Diana, Princess of Wales, celebrated by world first gold coin. Yours for just £69. Nice. Coins. Yes. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, you won't have seen this news yet. The Philip coin is on the way. It has been dispatched. It will be here within the week. Chronotherm says, "Person in the room looks concerned about coins." Yes, she is. They're also trying to sell you orange and lemon trees, a share in a horse, and on the back page of the Sport, no more looking back. England 2, Germany 0. Finally, redemption for Gareth, 25 years on. I think he got over it far, far earlier than the tabloids did. And it's Ukraine versus Kane, and we're not done yet. Well, I mean, that's literally true. Give me your scores for the Sun. Is that the same horse I've been trying to flog for weeks? Yep, same one. Guybrush Tweetgood, a share in a horse. Austin intensifies. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to do the roll call, and then we are going to do a speed run through the Sun. I am the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. Also on what's that thing called? TikTok at Useless Conquest. In the mod squad today are Guybrush Tweetgood, working from home today, so skiving off to watch us, and SK the Crusader, who is back streaming this week. He will remind you what the next stream he has coming up, and if you've not watched his new video, you should watch his new video. In the chat today, Bad Motivator, or should I say, valued subscriber Bad Motivator, Commander Root, Dan LaRosa, sorry. Discord for small streamers, Farage's Fucked Face, Gurley, Jordan DH, Chronotherm, Lady Baskers, Mark Kenosis, Morin Skell, Panamam Horse, Peter Bensley, Salinka Meyer, Shlomo Schaff, Studying Fangirl, some excellent Studying Fangirl fan art for the stream in the Discord from yesterday. If you've not joined the Discord yet, stay tuned for the link coming up soon. TomToms is here, the Royal Flush is here. Use of Weapons, excellent in the chat as ever. V&K and Virgo Pros. Thank you all for being here today on this, our Wednesday show. Is the horse they're trying to sell shares in a consenting horse? Who knows? Orange and Lemon Trees in England, that's basically a scam. Chronotherm gives the Sun minus 1966. Slinkermeyer gives it a minus double negative nice. Guybrush Tweetgood gives it minus 69,420, and Mark Kenosis gives it minus £69 worth of coin. Studying Fango says, "My parents have a lemon tree, but they live in the Middle East." SK the Crusader is back on Thursday from 6:30, and it is a Crusader Kings 3 stream. Guy Brush Tweet Good says you can grow orange and lemon trees here, but it takes a lot of work. And tonight SK is on Studying Fangirl stream to talk about popes at 5 p.m. Get involved with that. Right, so let's try a 3-minute speed run through the times. There's a good chance that this will be an absolute shit show, so that's good. Hey Google, set timer for 3 minutes.
All right, 3 minutes, and we're starting now.
Okay, front page of the Times. Southgate's revenge. Why does it have to be a psychodrama? Chancellor prepares £15 billion green saving scheme for the public. Public, is it? Dream result, England end their German nightmare. Again, it's one game. This is ridiculous. Bid to end school COVID chaos. Briefing in from Gavin Williamson. Now the most corrupt and incompetent man left in the cabinet now Matt Hancock has left. On page 3, Elvis Costello really doesn't care about claims that Olivia Rodrigo plagiarized him. He just says that's how rock and roll works. Celebrations across the nation as fans set their sights on Rome. Good picture of Prince George not at all enjoying the game. Also, why do they have to dress him up in a suit? Very weird. Germans mourn the passing of old order is the claim. Look, they've got a bad team at the moment. They will build a new and better team. They always do. Bad night's sleep could be offset by good morning at the gym. No, thank you. Carnival spirit for Queen's Jubilee. More propaganda for the Queen's Jubilee. More stuff about potential police protection for Chris Whitty. Quentin Lex is awful. Wuhan lab was secure when I worked there, says a virus expert, an Australian virus expert who worked on bat viruses there. Well, she would say that, wouldn't she? Hancock CCTV inquiry should take 10 minutes. Bet you it doesn't, and bet you it discovers nothing. DJ identified in £14 million dirty money case. A DJ and her husband have been unmasked as a couple at the centre of allegations of international money laundering. Over £14 million of suspected dirty money from Azerbaijan. Anyone for a spot of war presence with the LBJ factor. According to the great man theory of history, the fate of a nation can turn on the caprice of an individual. Studies suggest that when it comes to acts of military aggression, one character trait sets an oversized part. The self-infatuation of its leader. Apparently, the most narcissistic presidents were Lyndon B. Johnson, Theodore Roosevelt, Richard Nixon, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Bill Clinton. I'm not sure they would do it in that order. Taser use should be curbed over lack of training and scrutiny, says the Independent Office of Police Conduct. Bet that doesn't happen. Back and Sons gets 4 stars. Daniel Finkelstein says why Palestine is still defeating Labour. Jesus Christ. Alice Thompson basically just writes about how brilliant she thinks Sajid Javid is. Roger Boys, with his unfortunate name, says there's very possibly something out there. Matthew Paris is awful. We'll come back to the birthdays after I've done the run through here. Xi Jinping has said uses centenary to sell himself as the party's heir to Mao. Kremlin raids news outlet behind Putin affair claims. Google bows to pressure on scam ads. People now have to register with the FCA before they can get an ad if they're a finance company. 33 best summer dresses on the front page of the Times. 2. Teneo chief resigns over misconduct with women. Damn it. Nearly there. Let's see if we can get it to 3 minutes 30. Right. Uber claims rivals deny drivers their rights. This paper's so hard to move the pages in. In the obit, Sir Peter Harrison, Boomy Boy's son of a bus driver who made a fortune in computers, helped to establish the internet and became a notable yachtsman. Trader Faulkner, actor and tireless raconteur whose self-deprecating stories featured Noel Coward, John Gielgud, and Laurence Olivier. And Helen Weaver, the author who wrote an acclaimed memoir about her affair with Jack Kerouac. And in the sport, now we can believe. Famous win over Germany seals quarter-final place. Path to Wembley final opens up for Southgate's side. SK the Crusaders says Finkelstein's a real cry-bullying sort. Mark Kanosis, by DJ they literally mean daughter of an oligarch and cousin of Azerbaijan's president who DJs at rich private parties. Yes, that's exactly what they mean. Maureen Skell says Uber are the worst. Absolutely agree. Right, let's just check the birthdays. Oh, someone who stole a Picasso is a painter and decorator, apparently. So, Catherine Ryan is 38 today. Robert Ballard, oceanographer and marine explorer, best known for discoveries of the wrecks of the RMS Titanic and the battleship Bismarck, is 79. Stephen Barlow, conductor and composer, artistic director of the Buxton Festival, 67. Kirsty Bertarelli, a songwriter and former Miss UK, is 50. Baroness Olivia Bloomfield of Hinton Waldress, the government whip, is 61. Charlene de Cavallo Heineken, owner of the controlling stake in the Heineken Brewing Company, 67. Jane Denton, director of the Multiple Burst Foundation, is 68. Vincent D'Onofrio, actor in Full Metal Jacket and also plays Kingpin, amongst others. He is 62. Amanda Foreman, biographer and historian, Queen Victoria's Buckingham Palace, 2019, is 53. Rupert Graves, the actor, 58. Tony Hatch, the songwriter and lyricist, known for Downtown, amongst other things, 82. Christopher Lloyd, art historian, surveyor of the Queen's Pictures until 2005, is 76. James Loughran, principal conductor and then conductor laureate of the Halley Orchestra, is 90. Jean-Jacques Lebel, the artist, poet and political activist, is 85. Lord Jack McConnell of Glennscorradale, is First Minister of Scotland till 2007, is 61. The Venerable David Mira, Archdeacon of London and Rector of St Bride's Church, Fleet Street, until 2014, is 74. Andy Palmer, President and Chief Executive of Aston Martin Lagonda, until 2020, is 58. Michael Phelps, the swimmer and winner of 23 Olympic gold medals, is 36. Esa-Pekka Salonen, principal conductor and artistic advisor of the Philharmonia Orchestra London, is 63. Ralph Schumacher, the racing driver, is 46. MJK Smith, the England cricketer and captain of the side until 1966, and England rugby union player in 1956. England's last double international in a major sport, is 88. Etienne Stott, slalom canoeist, Olympic gold medalist in 2012, is 42. And Leonard Whiting, the actor and singer, is 71. On this day in 1894, Tower Bridge in London was officially opened by the Prince of Wales, who later became Edward VII. The last word today goes to Manfred Mann, the musician, in the book The Sociology of Rock. He said, "Pop music is probably the only art form that is totally dependent for its success on the general public." David Turner writes, "Sir, in East Anglia, everywhere west of Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex, referred to as the Shires. Thus, if a man left our Suffolk village to take a job in neighbouring Cambridgeshire, he was said to have found work in the Shires." Leslie Henshaw says, "Sir, I live in Yorkshire, which is not a shire but a county. The bit of it I live in is a riding, the East Riding to be precise. Keep your shires in the south and argue about them there. Shires are for hobbits." Rabbi Vivi Solomon says, "Your report on the new production of Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat cites activists who advocate that more Middle Eastern and North African actors should be included in the cast, as they are authentically from the area, and this is a MENA story with MENA characters. Presumably they mean Israelis and Egyptians." And finally, Simon Evers of Western Turville Box says, "Some time ago, irritated by a road sign that announced new traffic signals ahead and which remained in place for 3 years, I set up the campaign for the removal of surplus signs. Unfortunately, it never really got on. After his column today, I wonder whether Giles Coram would like to become the campaign's first ever president." Oh, fuck off. And in the corrections and clarifications, the Times says, "Picture in Good Walk showed the foliage of a plane tree rather than that of a sycamore, as the caption stated. We apologise for the error. Archbishop Paul Richard Gallagher is not the top British diplomat to the Holy See, as we wrongly stated. He is the Vatican Secretary for Relations with States, a position equivalent to Foreign Secretary for the Holy See." Yeah. Surveyor of the Queen's Pictures. How is that a real job? Anthony Blunt was the surveyor of the Queen's Pictures. Sycamore as a parrot. Removing excess sides, yeah, and he'd made it. The campaign, he'd made it so it was cross, was the acronym for it. Yes, Fink can be quite dangerous because he thinks he's reasonable. Okay, so that was the Times. Give me your scores for that. It's not great, is it? For me, insidious as ever. Minus 69, 69, 69. One of those. It's a triple negative nice. And finally, double negative nice from Slinkermeyer there. 4 fishes from Yuan. Minus 69 surveyed royal pictures from Mark Kenosis. A double negative nice from Dr. Festi. A quadruple negative nice from Guybrush. Tweet good. The Daily Mail is our final paper of the day. Let us see what it gives us. Daniel Finkelstein blocked SK the Crusader for correctly asserting that he is a nicer person than him. You are a nice person. Right, here we go. Daily Mail. Front page of the Daily Mail. Revel in the finest reports and analysis. Where would they be? Certainly not in this fucking paper. Main story. By George, we did it. Really, really creepy picture of Prince George there. England erupts as we, this fucking we shit, beat old foe. They're not my foe. Germany, I've got no beef with the Germans. At Wembley, ending 55 years of hurt. Very, very spooky. Lots more spooky pictures of Prince George in here. And, you know, pictures of David Baddiel and pictures of Boris Johnson pretending that he cares about football. Whisper it. But could it really be coming home? Can we not just wait a little while till they played the rest of the games? You know, the assumption that we're just going to roll over the Ukraine, is very silly. Moronic. On pages 4 and 5, misery of nation that made winning a habit, Man Buns, Bex and the Little Prince, and the honky German who scored for me by Rachel Johnson, from a football widow with her boys on the sofa. Oh, fuck off. Pages 6 and 7, vaccine passports. It's all over. Cabinet agrees it's time to live with COVID, and you won't have to show your papers. Show your papers. Test daily and burst the bubbles is the what they're saying about schools. Molly Kingsley, who's the co-founder of this absolute astroturfing campaign group, Us For Them, says, "What madness! We're robbing our children of their childhood." We're really not. Chronotherm says we're going to roll over the Ukraine like a Russian armoured division. Dr. Festi says any sniff of a win and the country loses their shit. Mark Kenosis is glad we're entering the child stage of our national malaise. On page 10, 30 billion, the cost to taxpayers of COVID loan fraud and the error and it's rising. And guess what? The people that the Mail have found who may have committed COVID loan fraud, why? It just happens to be a couple of Asian men, because there's no white people who've done it. And you'd be fool to think that. On page 11, Hancock's already plotting comeback. Friends say contrite former minister is already looking to rebuild his career. Is that right? They are extremely racist about Serena Williams for no good reason. They make a big deal about Wimbledon ceasing to have his and hers towels. I mean, I can't believe that they were still having his and hers towels up until 2021. That story about the woman whose son found a mannequin in a shop that looked like him is covered here as well. It's clearly been sold into all the papers by a news agency. There's a question of whether Iceland is the tip of a sunken continent. Gordon Brown says the Union hasn't faced such peril in my lifetime, but it can be saved. Yeah, but do Scottish people want it to be? I certainly wouldn't. Sarah Vine says banning smacking won't help abused children. Oh, fuck off. She goes on about how Love Island is awful. She talks about the Mumford & Sons millionaire's son whining and how she thinks he's brilliant. She criticises the attack on Chris Whitty. She says, not every boy has to like football. And when I saw Prince George's face at the start of the match last night, I thought he might be more of a cricket fan. But by the end, he looked as ecstatic as everyone else. Though I'm afraid he might be king before England wins a World Cup. Oh, fuck off. And then she's got something about that stupid French cuisine story from the other day. Robert Hardman, reporting from Batley and Spence, calls it the poisoned poll. well, the Daily Mail would know about the poisoning of democracy, wouldn't it? It's what it exists to do. Gazumping's back. Call for action as higher offers hit 2 in 5 sales. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. That Tim Walker intervention tweet. Yeah, so many toys were launched from prams about that one. Absolutely insane. Guybrush Threepgood, I'm sure you all saw that Twitter thread of journalists losing their shit when presented with the very idea they might have benefited from any privilege. Yeah, it's crazy. Dr. Festi says, George King before a World Cup. Is she threatening to kill Liz Charles and William before 2022? Let's say she is. Dr. Festi, I mean, making kids go to school during a pandemic is potentially making kids lose their lives, but whatever, I guess. Farage's fuckface says, if a time traveller comes back to kill Prince George, I say we should let them do it. On pages 22 and 23, midlife taboo that stripped me of my womanhood. In a deeply personal account, one writer reveals how she was startled by the deep loss she felt after a hysterectomy and why it's still a secret shame few women want to share. Well, if you're going to share it, why not share it on a double-page spread in the Daily Mail? The Daily Mail is a bit more direct about the oligarchs thing. Instead of just saying DJ, it says oligarchs DJ daughter at centre of £14 million money laundering storm, which is at least more accurate. Black Widow gets 4 stars in a review from Kate Muir. Guy Adams writes, racially segregated and after-school clubs, white pupils told their oppressors, teachers banned from saying boys and girls, a dangerous and divisive dogma has gripped the classroom. But now, at long last, parents are fighting back. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is about the American school in London. Jesus Christ. Guybrush Threepgood, just saw the Times are saying something about the camera that caught Hancock was apparently hidden in a smoke detector. That one's been bouncing around a bit. Mark Kenosis says, I've just listened to one of her mixes. It's the most incredible amoral jet set tech house, proper oligarch music. Well, I guess it's good that she's leading into it. Found Picasso hidden in a bush. A priceless Picasso painting has been found under a bush 9 years after it was stolen in a daring heist from Greece's National Gallery. Okay, it's June 30th, 2021. What was happening on June 30th, 1969 in the Daily Mail? Bonnie, the 14-pound astro monkey launched into orbit on Saturday night, was reported to be carrying out his duties effectively, matching up symbols and receiving vitamin-packed pellets as a reward. Wearing a nylon spacesuit, the monkey was said to be in excellent condition on the first full day of his 30-day NASA mission, orbiting the Earth to discover the effects of prolonged space flights. On this day in 1997, June 30th, Mike Tyson jeopardised not only his boxing career but his freedom when he bit off part of Evander Holyfield's ear in a hideous act which was beamed around the world. That grisly retaliation from the butt which cut Tyson's eye could be deemed an assault. They say happy birthday to Catherine Ryan and also to James Martin. Born on this day, Winston Graham, born 1908, died 2003. The Manchester-born author made his name with his poldark novels set in 18th century Cornwall. He also wrote Marnie, which Alfred Hitchcock adapted from for a film starring Tippi Hedren and Sean Connery. Graham was dubbed the most successful unknown novelist in England. Lena Horne, also born on this day in 1917, died 2010. The singer and actress from New York was Hollywood's first black sex symbol in the 1930s and famed for her rendition of Stormy Weather, but she still had to put up with having her skin lightened with makeup, her songs edited out of screenings in southern states, and being told to sleep on a coach when hotels refused to house her. And the Daily Mail would have agreed with that at the time. On June 30th in 1894, Tower Bridge was opened. In June 30th, 1997, the Union flag was lowered over Hong Kong's government house for the final time as the territory was handed over to China after 156 years of colonial rule. Quote of the day comes from Margaret Thatcher. I am extraordinarily patient, provided I get my own way in the end. Is that right? And joke of the day. Why should you stand in the corner if you get cold? It's always 90 degrees. A joke that only works if you use fucking Fahrenheit. Guybrush tweet good. Makes it even more sus that Saj immediately said it was deactivated, so don't worry. Like, it was very obviously leaked from Tory HQ, 100%. The Astro Monkeys are a surf rock band. They only put the monkey in a spacesuit to stop it wanking. Guybrush tweet good offers a citation needed quote from Margaret Thatcher. Glub glub. I'm drowning in my own piss. In Money Mail, the Great Pension Divide revealed how private sector workers can expect £3 in retirement for £1 saved, while the public sector gets as much as £10. Divide and rule. It's the Daily Mail's way of doing things. In their Euros supplement, Golden Touch is the headline. Sterling just can't stop scoring. He's the man with the golden touch. There you go. Whoopie-doo. Harry Wallop does a thing. It feels like we've been on hold for years. Now our test reveals just how long it takes to speak to a human at major organisations. Trainline, 28 minutes, 31 seconds. HSBC, 9 minutes, 9 seconds. Lloyds Bank didn't answer the phone. Passport Office, 5 minutes, 39 seconds. British Gas, 26 minutes, 30 seconds. Transport for London didn't answer the phone. HM Revenue and Customs, 19 minutes, 21 seconds. He did well there. I've never managed to get them to answer the phone in under 25 minutes at HMRC. And the DVLA didn't answer the phone. SK the Crusader just found a game that lets you be a spice trader in space, so I guess who's going to do a stream? Guess who's going to do a stream as Paul Mason? Fuck yes, brilliant. Probably not understanding spice trading in space from a Marxist perspective, etc., says Guybrush. Says Pantomime Horse. Guybrush tweet good has clipped a segment. I now have to check what that is. I love it. I mean, I love it when you do this. And when I say love it, I mean hate it, but also love it. And that was my whole music. Written on the fly. Good work, Guybrush. Good work. On page 43, the Essex office causing nothing but grief as bereaved families wait for up to a year to unfreeze assets of their lost loved ones. Pick of the day: Extraordinary Twins. Christopher Stevens rates Hemingway, the Hemingway biopic, as 2 stars, whereas Bronte's Britain gets 4 out of 5. In the cartoons, Garfield eats a donut. Chloe and her fella are talking about relationships and drinking. And Fred jumps up on the side to try and get at some sausages and gets shouted to go outside by his owner. Give Fred the sausages, for God's sake. They're still trying to get you to enter the competition to win this luxury motorhome. Luxury motorhome. Right, shall we read the poem today? Because I bet the poem is really fucking awful today. By the way, I'm saying that sight unseen. Might be brilliant. It won't be. It might be. It won't be. Hashtag sausages for Fred. Exactly. Today's poem is by Anne Ward, and it's called Wouldn't It Be Funny? Wouldn't it be funny if every day was sunny with not the slightest chance of rain? Wouldn't it be boring to wake up every morning and every day was just the same again? Wouldn't it be silly if there was nowhere hilly, just miles and miles of flat, unbroken land? And oh dear, what a bore to be down by the shore with nothing else but long stretches of sand. It wouldn't be insane to like a drop of rain and perhaps a little fall of snow. And goodness, what a thrill to stand upon a hill and see the land spread out so far below. And oh, there is such bliss when the sea creeps up to kiss the pebbles and the sand along the shore. And isn't it just grand? As side by side we stand, I'm 5'2" and you are 6'4". So let us love each other, father, mother, sister, brother. Okay? Whatever is our colour, race or creed, if we could all decide to be happy side by side, the world would be a lovely place indeed. Fucking hell. Do you know if the school kids submitted that, I would honestly say you've really got to try harder. That's not your best work. Right, in the straight to the point letters. Jay Wormsley frequently appears in here, says, Will having our fling henceforth be known as Hancock's Half Hour? TC Rosling says, if someone ever makes a film about recent political shenanigans, I'd suggest calling it Carry On COVID. Obvious jokes sent in to the Daily Mail. Jean Lancaster says, what a joy to see former ITV presenter Alistair Stewart on GB News. Relaxed, confident, fair and balanced. Welcome back, Alistair. Diane Bray says, everyone except Matt Hancock has been following social distancing rules, so no babies were conceived after any casual hookups last year. That's a big saving for the taxpayers then. Lionel Johnson says, I arrived home and thought my wife was watching a pornographic film on TV. Then I realised that it was tennis coverage. Keith Jeffrey says, greedy Keith Jeffrey, 2 first names, says, let's hope Sajid Javid has no skeletons in the cupboard. I hope Boris has asked him. Alan Hardman says, stop griping, Andrew Lloyd Webber. We are all in this together and the show doesn't always have to go on. And Kay Miller says, why has the perfectly good word rise been replaced by uptick? What nonsense! And then Gillian Pinnock ends it with, is it true that Matt Hancock is starring in the new series of Love Island? Ah! I hate them all equally. Make to a small child, do better. Yeah, it's the only way they'll learn, Jordan DH. Mark Nosis, I'm not sure Sajid Javid even has a skeleton in his own body. Today's recipe is quinoa salad with eggs and dill. Right. They're trying to get you to go on cursed cruises. This time the maiden no-fly cruise of Cuba and Treasures of the Caribbean on Britain's newest cruise line, Ambassador Cruises. The thing in Malta. And then in the sports, cruelest exit for Serena. It's mission accomplished. We're so far so good as England beat old foe. And on the back page, Harry Kane doing a shout saying, dare to dream, Germany a dispatch, Kane's up and running, now it's Ukraine in the quarters on Saturday. Gareth tells his heroes to keep making history. You fucking heroes, Jesus. Mark Nosis, to be honest with that Cuba cruise, you could probably get vaccinated. Dr. Vesti says, I don't often agree with people writing into these papers, but people need to tell Andrew Lloyd Webber to more people need to tell Andrew Lloyd Webber to shut the fuck up. Agree. Chronotherm Charlie Brooker described looking at below the line comments as turning on the idiot tap, and boy do these letters fit this description. Hey Red Tick Seed, how you doing? Yes, the papers are as bad as you expect. Gillian Pillock, yes indeed. Hey Red, good to see you. Right, so time for the roll call and then the usual stuff. Remember that SK has a new video. He's back on stream tomorrow. I am the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. In the mod squad today have been the welcome presence of Guybrush Tweetgood and the equally welcome attentions of SK the Crusader. In the chat also today, Aiton, Bad Motivator, Clara Bow 82, Commander Root, Dan La Rosa, Discord for small streamers, Domestic Ladio, good to see you, Dr. Festi, thank you for your contribution to the chat, Isle Berkovitz, Farage's Fuck Face, Gurley, Jordan DH, Chronotherm, Letty Baskers, Mark Canosis, Morin Skell, Albert Camus, always love that name, Pantomime Horse, Peter Bensley, Slinker Meyer, Studying Fangirl, Torms, The Royal Flush, Use of Weapons, V&K, Virgo Pros, Yuan, Zeev Revach, and Zoe Brings Bacon. If you've enjoyed the show or if you came to the show late today, the show goes up on YouTube every day too, and the link is shared from my Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. Also, do consider joining the Discord where we have good stuff, including regular and excellent fan art from Studying Fangirl, who is streaming tonight at 5 p.m. talking to SK about Popes. If you want to join the Discord, here is the link for that. On Friday, we will have a magazine special, and the gap for someone to choose that magazine is still open. So if you want to be the person who decides what magazine we look at in the magazine special on Friday, chuck some coins into the newspaper fund, paypal.me/conquest of the useless. That has run quite dry recently, so any and all contributions to that are helpful. Obviously, I have to buy a shit ton of papers every day, but all your support in various different ways is appreciated. Last but not least, if you are not yet a subscriber to the newsletter, consider doing that. Comes out every day of the week. You can get it for free, and then if you like it, upgrade to a paid subscription to get some more shit with it. Grand. All right, so remember, Studying Fangirl is doing the Pope stream at 5 this evening. That'll be well worth a watch. I am back at 1 p.m. tomorrow with another pile of cursed British newspapers. And in the meantime, catch me on Twitter or jump onto the Discord. Thank you, Dr. Fesky. Thank you, Zoe Brings Bacon. Thank you, Yuan. Thank you, Slinker Meyer. See you all tomorrow. And thanks as ever. Bye-bye.